Let's move to recruiting. Nebraska got a commit from Orlando Olympia receiver Victor Jones. There's a lot of different numbers out there about how tall he is. I know the Orlando Sentinel said he's 6'4". There's other things out there that say 6'3". He told me he's 6'2", 193, which is a big receiver, incidentally. That means at Nebraska, he'll probably carry 205, 210. That's a big guy. That's a big receiver. And so Jones continues the trend of sizable receivers that Nebraska is trying to recruit. I think what's interesting about Victor Jones, not just that he was a surprise commit of some sort, but that he does have the sort of the verifiable track times. I know that Sean Beckton was pretty involved in this process. Once he got a wind of the track times that Jones was able to run, I think Nebraska accelerated its recruiting all the way back to last year. And he runs a 22 flat 200, which is fast. I'm not a big 200 guy as to how that translates to football, but it's fast. And then a 10-900, which is fast. Mm-hmm. He wants to run lower than that. He thinks he can in the 10-7s and 10-6s, which would be impressive. But another receiver, and this one I think they feel like they can send him deep, that he is a deep ball receiver, maybe closer to a Stanley Morgan. I don't know if Stanley Morgan's the right comp. Maybe Brandon Kinney, maybe a Brandon Riley. Riley was really fast too. Somebody that they can send over the top and maybe can high point a ball and be a deep threat that can take the top off. I don't know how many guys they got like that actually right now.
Yeah, and his commitment, I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere, did it not? I don't know if you anticipated it, but
no one did. None of the media anticipated it. Nobody will. If they tell you they did, they didn't. But Nebraska had been working on him a long time.
Mm-hmm. Back to middle school, he said, right?
Essentially, I mean, his freshman year.
Yeah.
Again, Beckton's very connected down there. He knows all the coaches. And so if there's a player that A, they think they can get, and B, he's going to know about. I mean, he basically knows all the coaches in that coaching community there in Miami and Atlanta. And he helped him, and he helped him out, I think. And I think he was helpful in cultivating. I don't know that Victor Jones would have necessarily been going north of Wake Forest if it wasn't for Beckton. I think that's a big piece. And Frost, I think, is a big piece too. This is a guy that I think is probably a pretty darn good receiver, but was fairly interested in staying. He would have been willing to play for UCF or FAU or Coastal Carolina. Like, I think he isn't necessarily looking to play at Kentucky or whatever. I think Nebraska just recruited him every single day for a year. Yeah. And I think Beckton's presence is a big factor in getting those kids to trust to come up here. And I think that's true of the Georgia kids too.
His motivation is interesting to me because, obviously oftentimes it's guys, especially since they haven't been able to make campus visits. It's been guys regionally or guys who grew up around the program. In his case, he knows the coaching staff well, but like you said, he's not familiar really with the Midwest, hasn't been up that way. By all accounts, it sounds like he has other kind of aspirations additionally outside of football that tie in the name, image, likeness aspect that Nebraska is promoting. And so in some ways, he's kind of symbolic of this new push that they're making for that, this new push that they're making, I think, for identifying characteristics that they believe will succeed and thrive outside of Florida, obviously in response to the attrition that they had from that state in recent cycles. So it's fascinating to me, kind of his reasons for committing, why he would do it now, especially with officials opening up here, presumably starting in June.